Welcome back to another episode of What Would the Gamer and You Do? This is episode 7. If you guys want to check out episodes 1 through 6 and give your own thoughts and ideas on those, go ahead and go to the channel and look for them. But without further delay, let's go ahead and get into episode 7. So last week we had our first Marvel Rivals question about creating your own duelist characters. And it got a ton of responses of your own thoughts and ideas in the comments, and I really enjoyed going through all of them and interacting with you guys. So let's hope this video does the same. And without further delay, the question this week is, if the creators of Marvel Rivals reach out to you to create a Vanguard type of character, so those are your tanks, what would you create? What would you do? And remember, only focus Vanguard. If you want to give me your thoughts on a duelist, go to episode 6, and we'll go ahead and get into strategists in a future question. But for this question, for this week, only focus on Vanguard. And of course, some criteria to consider would be to pick a character, right, in Marvel, whether it's in the MCU or across the comics, that you think would fit a good criteria as a Vanguard or a tank. Give me the main attack ability that this character has. Give me at least 2 moveset abilities. These are the abilities that you have to click certain keys or buttons to activate them. And lastly, give me the ultimate ability your character has. So what is it and what does it do when it's finally activated? So to kick things off, and what I would do is I decided to go with Null. I would introduce Null as my Vanguard or tank character that I would like to bring into the game. I think he would fit the tank criteria well. And his main attack ability would be the Necrosword, right? His all-black Necrosword that he created. And he would have a Necrosword swing, where he basically just takes the sword, swings it back and forth, dealing an appropriate amount of damage. And of course, he would have a Necrosword overhead strike, where he would take the Necrosword, swing it over his head, and slam it into the ground, dealing heavier amounts of damage. It would be like a kind of charge-up ability. So, moving on to his moveset abilities, I only came up with 2 for the sake of time, but you guys can come up with more. The first moveset ability I came up with is called his Dark Energy Manipulation, or his Eldritch Darkness, where he can channel dark energy and manipulate it to form a kind of fiery purple beam that he can fire towards his enemies. It is also said that this beam can be used in a type of flak form to protect himself, or even a kind of torpedo form as well. The second moveset ability I came up with is called Shadow Teleportation. So it is said that Null can use shadows and darkness to kind of teleport to these areas. So in the game, that will be part of his movement-based ability, where he can use shadows and darkness to teleport to certain points of interest in the map, whether it's to, gain types of advantages or flee from danger, or to kind of flank and go after backline. He'll be able to use shadow teleportation to his liking. Lastly, we have the ultimate ability that I came up with for Null, and it is called Grendel Flight. So we all know Null has the ability to create symbiotes and type of creatures, and he created one called Grendel, which is a type of dragon symbiote creature that he uses to fly on. And so the way this works is, when activated, symbiotes will arise from the ground and grab enemy players, kind of hindering them and locking them in place, where Grendel would be called, and he would pick up Null, and they would fly to a certain distance in the air, which then they will swoop down on the hindered and locked-in enemies from the symbiotes, and Null, on the swoop, will slash his Necrosword, dealing heavy amounts of damage. So there you have it. That's what I came up with if Marvel Rivals asked me to create a Vanguard-style character. Now I want to ask you guys, what would you guys do if Marvel Rivals asked you to create a Vanguard or a tank-style character for their game? What would the gamer in you do? That's all for episode 7. I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.